YouTube. This is Crime Alley Comics. Welcome to another episode of Comic Book Artist Spotlight. This will be episode number 37. And this is going to be kind of a special treat tonight because I'm going to be talking about two artists. And the reason I'm talking about these two artists is, number one, they're married to each other, and number two, the one does the penciling and the artwork, and the other one does the coloring for the most part. So I'm talking about Michael and Laura Allred. So that's who our spotlight is going to be on tonight. And I'm going to start out talking about Laura for a minute because there's not a whole lot of information on her. Mostly they just refer to her as working with her husband, Michael Allred. So anyway, Laura, she's an American comic artist, and this is the way that everything I've seen has put it. She's an American comic artist who is best known for her work with her husband, Michael Allred, as a colorist. Okay? So I couldn't find her birth date or anything like that, but they did have some of her awards on here. So in 1995, she won the Favorite Colorist Wizard Fan Award. In 1998, she was nominated for the Best Colorist in the Eisner Award for Red Rocket 7. In 2000, she was nominated for Best Colorist for the Eisner Award for MADMAN Comics and Happy Dale Devils in the Desert. Then in 2012, she won the Best Coloring Eisner Award for iZombie. That's a Vertigo / DC comic. And she also won that for Madman All New Giant Size Super Ginchy Special. That was by Image Comics. That's really all the information I have on Laura Allred. However, I do have a little bit more information on Michael. So let's talk about Michael for a minute. Michael Dalton Allred is an American comic book artist and writer, most famous for his independent comics creation, MADMAN. His style is often compared to pop art, as well as commercial and comic art of the 1950s and 1960s. In his early life, he was raised as a member of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. Upon his parents' divorce, he was raised with his father in Oregon, while his brothers and mother moved to Utah. He considers himself to be a Mormon, though a liberal-minded one, and has stated that he still identifies with the beliefs and considers the Book of Mormon to be a phenomenal and fascinating account. Now, as far as his career, Michael Allred began his career as a radio host on KYES AM 950 in Roseburg, Oregon. He later became a television reporter in Europe and started drawing comics in 1989 with the 104-page graphic novel Dead Air by Slave Labor Graphics. The story loosely followed his stint in radio as a sidebar to the true focus of the novel, the effects of the post-nuclear war over a small Oregon town. He followed this up with his similarly titled works Graphic Music, 1990, and another one also called Graphic Music, but it's spelled differently. And that was for Caliber Comics in 1990 to 1991. The first one being Graphic Music, being spelled GRAPHIQUE, and music spelled MUSIQUE. The other one is GRAFIK and music MUZIK. Okay. Madman first appeared as Frank Einstein That's two separate words, Frank and then Einstein, or Frank. It's supposed to be Frankenstein, okay? In Creatures of the Id, and again graphic music, and that's with the IK at the end, published in 1990. That's a little confusing. But it wasn't until March 1992 that the first Madman miniseries debuted from Tundra Publishing in March of 1992. The series gained further recognition with its move to Dark Horse Comics in April of 1994. And then it was relaunched as Madman Comics and went on to be nominated for several Harvey Awards. Madman Comics ran for 20 issues and ended in 2000. From 2007 to 2009, Image Comics published Madman Atomic Comics for 17 issues. Allred drew part of the 1993 World's End story arc in Neil Gaiman's The Sandman series. All right. Allred appeared as himself in the 1997 feature film Chasing Amy as part of the opening scene at a comic book convention, signing copies of his comic Madman. He also provides the artwork for the fictional comic book Blunt Man and Chronic. Allred himself gained further mainstream attention with the science fiction rock and roll comic Red Rocket 7, which is the one we were talking about earlier that Laura actually won an award on for her inking. Red Rocket 7 is a Dark Horse Comics from 1997, and is art for writer Peter Milligan's series X-Force, which he began drawing in July of 2001, and subsequently became X-Statix. In 2000, AAA Pop published Allred's The Atomics, featuring a group of beatniks with superpowers. Okay. Issue 116 of X-Force, the first collaboration between Allred and Milligan, was the first Marvel comic book to not have the Comics Code Authority stamp of approval since 1971. In 2004 and 2005, Allred wrote and drew The Golden Plates, an adaptation of the Book of Mormon. Allred is a Latter-day Saint and completed much of the work on this project in collaboration with his wife Laura Allred. Allred worked again with Neil Gaiman in 2009 on the Metamorpho feature in Wednesday Comics. The Madman All-New Giant-Size Super Genchi Special was published in April of 2011. Allred and writer Matt Fraction crafted a Fantastic Four spin-off series, FF, in 2013. The following year, Allred and writer Dan Slott launched a new Silver Surfer series at Marvel. His comic book series iZombie, which ran from 2010 to 2012, was adapted into a 2015 television series of the same name. Allred drew the 1960s variant cover of Action Comics 1000 in June of 2018. His wife Laura frequently works as his colorist. Okay, so now as for awards, Allred's retro-styled artwork is a frequent nominee for comic awards such as the Harveys, the Eisners, and the Eagles. In his career, he has received in 2009 the Inkpot Award. Doesn't say for what, but anyway, he got the Inkpot Award in 2009. In 2011, AML Award in the category of Special Award in Graphical Narrative for a lifetime of comic art. In 2015, the television adaptation of his Vertigo comic book series iZombie was the recipient of the Best New Fandom Award at the 2015 MTV Fandom Awards. And in 2016, he won the Eisner Award for Best Single Issue One Shot, Silver Surfer number 11. All right. So I was thinking it was okay. Okay, so here's some of the work that he has done. So I'm gonna. This isn't cover art. There is a separate section just for cover art only. So as far as what he has done, what books he's worked on and so on. Dead Air, Slave Labor Graphics, 1989. Graphic Music, which is the one we were talking about earlier. This is the one with the QUE at the end. Number 1 through 3 for Slave Labor Graphics in 1989-1990. Creatures of the Id, number 1. Caliber Press, 1990. And then the other, Graphic Music with the IK at the end, number 1 through 4 for Caliber Press in 1990 to 1991. The Everyman for Epic Comics, 1991. Madman number 1 through 3 for Tundra Publishing in 1992. Madman Adventures number 1 through 3, also for Tundra Publishing, 1992 to 1993. Vertigo Visions, The Geek, number 1, for DC Vertigo Comics in 1993. Vertigo Jam number 1 in 1993 for DC/Vertigo Comics. Sandman number 54 for DC/Vertigo Comics in 1993 with writer Neil Gaiman. Madman Comics number 1 through 20 for Dark Horse Comics in 1994 to 2000. Untold Tales of Spider-Man 96 number 1 for Marvel Comics in 1996. Superman, Madman, I think it's pronounced Hulabalo, maybe, whatever that means. Number 1 through 3 for DC Comics and / Dark Horse Comics, 1997, crossover. Red Rocket 7, number 1 through 7, Dark Horse Comics, 1997-1998. Feeders, number 1 for Dark Horse Comics in 1999. The Atomics, number 1 through 15 for AA Pop Comics, or AA Pop Publishing, whatever, in 2000 to 2001. Superman and Batman World's Finest, number 1, DC Comics 2001. I think I have that one, but I didn't actually look for that one. So I did find a few books, though, that I'm going to show you here at the end. Green Lantern, Superman, Legend of the Green Flame, number 1 in DC. That's for DC Comics in 2001. X-Force number 116 through 128, Marvel Comics 2001-2002, with writer Peter Milligan. Ultimate Marvel Team Up number 4 and number 5, Marvel Comics 2001. Catwoman Volume 3 number 1 through 4. And he did the inking on that one. DC Comics 2002. Just Imagine Stan Lee with Chris Bacalo creating Catwoman number 1. He was the inker on that one as well for DC Comics in 2002. I don't believe I have that one. I would like to get that one though. X-Statics number 1 through 4. Number 6 through 9, number 11 through 19, and number 21 through 26. That was for Marvel Comics in 2002 to 2004 with writer Peter Milligan. Vertigo X Anniversary Preview number 1, DC Comics 2003. And he did Solo number 7 for DC Comics in 2005. Madman Atomic Comics number 1 through 17. That was for Image Comics from 2007 to 2009. Fables number 76, DC Comics 2008 with writer Bill Willingham. Wednesday Comics number 1 through 12. That's that comic is, I guess, about Metamorpho. It's for DC Comics in 2009 with writer Neil Gaiman. Nation X number 1 and number 4 for Marvel Comics in 2009 and 2010. iZombie number 1 through 28 for Vertigo Comics in 2010 through 2012. Daredevil Volume 3 number 17 in 2012. Wolverine and the X-Men number 17 in 2012. Fantastic Four Volume 2 number 1 through 10, Marvel Comics 2013. Batman Black and White Volume 2 number 4, DC Comics 2014. I probably have that one. I didn't realize he did that one. I didn't find it when I was looking through my Batman database, but I kind of run through it rather quickly. Bug, The Adventures of Forager number 1 through number 6. That's for, I get Young Animal Publishing, 2017. And Batman 66 Meets the Legend of Superheroes number 1, DC Comics 2017. All right. Now, he actually worked on a lot more of those than just that one, because the ones I'm going to show you is from the latest run. As you can see, the one that's on, well, I don't know if you can see it just yet. But the first one I'm going to talk about is Batman 66 actually the first one I'm going to talk about is Batman 66 number 10. But and then I've got a few others of the Batman 66 series, and then some other stuff too. So anyway, we'll get to that in a minute. But as far as covers only, he did, I think it's pronounced Cheval Noir, number 39 for Dark Horse Comics, 1993. The Comics Journal, number 164 for Fantagraphics Books in 1993. Hero Illustrated Special Edition number 2, Warrior Publications in 1994. Classic Star Wars, The Early Adventures number 1 for Dark Horse Comics in 1994. Dark Horse Presents number 100. Number 100-0 and number 100-5. Dark Horse Comics 1995. Heartbreakers number 3 for Dark Horse Comics in 1996. Jay and Silent Bob number 2 for Oni Press, 1998. Vertigo, Winter's Edge number 2 for DC/Vertigo in 1999. Empty Love Stories number 2 for Funny Valentine Press, 1999. Then he did Oni Press Summer Vacation Super Color Fun Special number 1 for Oni Press in 2000. Comicology number 2 for Tomorrow's Publishing in 2000. Yeah, that's Tomorrows, as in TWO and then Morrows. Yeah. Oni Press Color Specials number 1 and 2 for Oni Press Oni Press from 2001 to 2002. Madman Picture Exhibition number 4. That's for AA Pop Comics, 2002. X-Statix number 20, Marvel Comics 2004. Spider-Man Unlimited Volume 2, number 6, Marvel Comics 2005. Marvel Knights, Marvel Knights 4, number 23 and 24, Marvel Comics 2005-2006. X-Statix Presents Dead Girl, number 1 through 5 for Marvel Comics 2006. Kabuki, number 9 for Icon Comics in 2007. Spider-Man Fairy Tale, number 4, Marvel Comics 2007. Pop Gun, Volume 1 for Image Comics in 2007. This next one is Perhapanauts, Annual number 1, Image Comics 2008. Jersey Gods, number 1, 4, 6 through 10, and 12. That's for Image Comics 2009-2010. Rapture, number 3, for Dark Horse Comics in 2009. Getting closer. Getting closer. Fractured Fables, GN. Not sure what the GN stands for, but that's for Silverline Books in 2010. Captain Action Season 2, number 1, Moonstone Books, 2010. Teen Titans number 86 for DC Comics in 2010. Glamour Puss number 19 by Aardvark Vanaheim Publishing, I guess that would be, in 2011. iZombie number 12, number 18, number 21, and number 24 for DC/Vertigo Comics in 2011 to 2012. The Next Issue Project number 3 for Image Comics 2011. Star Trek Legion of Superheroes number 5, IDW Publishing 2012. I should have that one too, but It Girl and the Atomics number 1 through 12. Image Comics 2012-2013. Before Watchmen Silk Spectre number 3, DC Comics 2012. Happy number 1, Image Comics 2012. Mars Attacks the Real Ghostbusters number 1, IDW Publishing 2012. Batman 66 number 1 through 3, number 5, number 7, DC Comics 2013-2014. Well, that's not the only ones he did, because I've got some others. All new Dupe number 1, Marvel Comics 2014. Action Comics 1000 variant, DC Comics 2018, which, by the way, I will be showing you that one because I do have that one. Let's see. So some of his other work as artist is Mallrats from 1995, the opening sequence. Chasing Amy, 1997. Bluntman and Chronic artwork. The Faculty, 1998. The logo for the Hornets football team. Ingredients, the band. Bears Driving Trains in 2006 album cover. Skyscape, and I think it's pronounced Zeta Carnosa or Zeta Carnosa, 2009 album cover. iZombie TV series 2014, he did the title sequence intro. And Christmas Party 2018, the Monkees album cover. Okay. And then as a writer, G-Men from Hell in 2000. And he done another one, and I think it's pronounced Astroesque. And that was in 1996. And then, as a musician, he did The Gear, Son of Red Rocket 7 in 1998, and The Gear, Left of Center of the Universe, 2009. The man has an interesting background. And I think it's very cool that he works with his wife, and he does the artwork, so he does the penciling and so on, and then she does the coloring for most of the things that he does artwork for, which is really cool. That would be a really cool thing to do, work with your spouse. Well, I'm speaking for myself. I think it would really be really cool for me and my wife to work together, but I know that's not that's not necessarily true for everybody. So okay, I tell you what, let's look at the books that I have that Michael and Laura Allred did the artwork on. So first up, we've got Batman 66, number 10. Very cool cover. And I don't know if you can see it very well on this one, but right here in red it says Allred. So that's how they sign a book when they work on it together, I guess. Because most of the books that I have are signed that same way. This is Batman 66 number 19. Yeah, number 19. This one has the same thing. This one's probably harder to see because it's red on blue. So I don't know if I can get that to where it'll focus or not. Probably not. There we go. All right. Hopefully, this one I think will have a better one. This is Archie meets Batman 66, which is the latest Batman 66 comic book that had come out. And again, right down here, you can see where they've signed Allred. Absolutely love that cover with the bat cycle. Oh, what number was that one? That was number 2. This one was number 2. Sorry about that. This one is number 4, Archie meets Batman 66. Wonderful Batmobile cover. And Allred's a little bigger on this one. You can see it right there. And the last Batman book I'm going to show you is Archie meets Batman 66 number 6. And when they did this, and I love the Batcopter, so I really love this cover. But when they did this series, I think there were 6 variants for each book that came out. So I got all 6 variants, and I'm very glad I did, because there were some really cool covers and all that. Now let's move on to Action Comics number 1000. This is the 1960s cover. It's got the go-go checks at the top and everything. I love that. And then the last one I have to show is Convergence the Flash number 1. And as you can see, they've got the red Allred signature right there as well. That's a cool cover too. I really love Michael and Laura's style of artwork. And I think I probably have quite a bit more of their stuff, just remembering what it is and where it is. Anyway, that's all I have for Michael and Laura Allred. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you have, as always, if you have any information that I did not present in this video, please feel free to leave a comment and leave any information that you might have on Michael or Laura or both of them, and that would be much appreciated. I'm sure other viewers would enjoy reading further information on the two of them. So that's all I have for this episode of Comic Book Artist Spotlight. Next week, well, first of all, before I say that, let me say this. I was going to try to get another video up over the weekend. That didn't happen because my internet went down Thursday night, and they just came out and got it going again today, today is Monday, and it's still not acting right, so I'm hoping they get that fixed. They're not supposed to be back out till Wednesday, so I hope they get that fixed to where I can upload Wednesday night or Wednesday afternoon. So if something happens that I will get this uploaded, even if I have to go over to my sister's and upload it. So anyway, thank you for joining me for this episode of the Comic Book Artist Spotlight. Next week, I hope to actually put out a couple more videos because I've got some books coming in that I want to show you guys, and then next Wednesday we will have another spotlight. So thank you for joining me. I hope everyone has a great week. Have a great weekend. Keep safe. Wear your protective equipment and your PPE to keep from getting this illness that's going around. I've been very fortunate so far. Nobody where I work has got the virus yet. One person's spouse, one of the guys that works where I work, his spouse works in a nursing home facility of sorts, and she got tested the other day. They tested like 12 people, 12 of the workers that work there. And the funny thing is, all of them tested positive, and all of them are asymptomatic. They have no symptoms of it whatsoever. So they've got to go back and get tested again like 4 days later because they think they were all false positives. But anyway, the person that works where I work, he got tested and tested negative. So that was a good thing. But still yet, the company had to bring, they shut down Friday, which I was already off Friday for mine and my wife's anniversary. But they shut down Friday, and then Saturday they had people come in and clean the facility, and do all that. And so we're back to work today being Monday. So that seems to be going well. And that person whose spouse tested positive, he gets to stay home for 14 days or until they find out that her next test shows that she doesn't have it at all. So anyway, he's probably going to be at home for a couple weeks. Anyway, thank you all for joining me. Have a great week. Stay safe, stay well, and God bless all of you, and we'll see you all next video.